100 naira eko. Estan bus eko.
All right, good morning once again, and you're still tuned and locked on to Flip TV. As it is, this is Lagos this morning, and it's nice to know that finally, after many days, Kofo is back in the studio with us. So for those of you that were acting of Kofo yesterday, Emma, yes, said I made you not come yesterday.
Oh, really?
Please tell the people that I'm not responsible for your not coming.
You're responsible.
Is it pregnancy? Which one is your responsibility?
All right. Thank you very much for asking after me. Yes, good to be back here once again.
Yeah, you know, our voice is still sounding like an Ajabara voice. I just, I just got back.
No, I just got back from the United States. You
Yes,
know
of Kwara. All right, this is Lagos this morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday, so we will just take things a bit easy. At the same time, make sure that you get the needed update as long as news items is concerned. And as usual, we have news that are trending that I'm sure that you would like to know more about. So let's just get into it this morning. As well, you can also drop your comments basically on the comment box as concerning any of the issues that you feel that you want to talk about this morning. So
so let's get into the headlines for today. Tinubu government inherited dead economy, Charles Soludo says.
On to the news items, Yaya Bello freezes all state government accounts.
Reps asked FG to construct 23 pedestrian bridges along Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
Still in the House of Reps, have urged the federal government to expedite action on preventive flood disasters.
Yes, and then the next news here is Lagos government sensitize market people on fire safety.
Then moving on to the foreign scene, Ecuador's youngest ever president, Daniel Noboa, takes office.
Of course, we have an entertainment. Rapper Ola Deeps resurrects from the dead a week later.
Hallelujah.
Amazing.
Hallelujah. Lazarus
Yes.
says. Then also
The
an
Lazarus
entertainment.
in our time.
Yes, our new, the modern day Lazarus. Rema is in the news this morning. Rapper makes African history in 2023 Billboard end of year charts.
Yes, and lastly on sport, we have Awoni ruled out of AFCON.
So these are the basic trending stories we'll be bringing to you this morning on the show. We'll go for a short break. After our break, we'll come back and we'll dissect each of the
Just stay
stories.
with us. We'll be right back.
100 naira ko. Less than bus ko.
Yeah, welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned to us here on Lagos this morning on Flip TV. Let us go into the stories as it is. Starting off with the first story, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, who is also the governor of Anambra State, has stated that the President Bola Tinubu's administration inherited a dead economy from its predecessors. Soludo made this assertion on Thursday while commenting on policies of the Central Bank of Nigeria in an interview. According to him, the economy inherited a dead economy from a macroeconomic point of view. This government inherited a dead horse that was still standing, and people didn't know it was dead, the former CBN governor stressed. Because you can't pour water on a rock and not expect the rock not to be wet. There are humongous challenges, and I think it is important that Nigerians understand this, and it is not a tea party. Soludo, while explaining his role in putting curbs on monetary structures when he headed the Apex Bank between 2004 and 2009, accused the CBN of illegally printing money. According to him, while stressing more on this particular fact, he says we must realize where we are coming from. We sat here in this country and saw the monetary authorities literally printing money illegally, I must say, because I superintended the development of drafting of the 2007 Bank Act. So this is Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo here telling us that the country was dead economically, or economic-wise, the country was dead. Basically, that's what he's just trying to say. In fact, he used a parable here that only the elders will understand what he said here. He said the government inherited a dead horse that was still standing.
Yeah.
The horse is dead, but it's just standing. So it's just basically just like a statue. Nigeria is just like a statue economic-wise. Nothing is improving. Nothing basically is happening. So he's just saying that the government right now, talking about this present administration, inherited a lot of problems from the predecessors. But now, I would like to state this fact. Just like the opposition have said, talking about the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, voiced out that they are complaining that you inherited an empty treasury, inherited a lost cause. There was nothing left. In fact, there was no money on the ground. Everywhere is dried like a sand in the desert. But then, there are monies that you are spending on these frivolities that we have been talking about, on the SUVs, on rebuilding of houses, different things, infrastructural things happening in the House of Rock. So many of these things, buying of SUVs for the members of the Senate and House of Assembly. If you truly met an empty treasury, where are these monies coming from? The 5 billion naira for the yacht that has been added to the student loan. Where are these monies coming from if there was really an empty treasury? I think more of these things should be spelled out. We know, yes, economic-wise, the naira has gone way, way down to the dollar. The naira right now is one of the worst performing currencies in the world as it is. But then, before now or after now, you already know this. These are the signs were there while coming into office.
You already know what you're coming into.
Just to do. So basically, it's time to get into work. And already a lot of money have been spent already in this past couple of 6 months. A lot of money has been spent.
Several things actually.
So
all right. Let's move on to the next story, which is Governor Yaya Bello of Kogi State has directed the freezing of all state and local government accounts with immediate effect. This happened barely a few days after deliberating his aides over what he described as poor misrepresentation of his administration. In a statement on Thursday, the Commissioner of Finance, Asiru Idris, said no interest or any form of payment should be made to anyone from government accounts henceforth. According to the statement, all standing orders and investment instructions are hereby cancelled forthwith. All Kogi State and local government accounts are hereby frozen with effect from today, which is Thursday, 22nd November. Bello, who is at the end of his 8-year double tenure, is expected to hand over power to the governor-elect Usman Ododo in January 2024. Ododo, who is an ex-auditor general of local government in Kogi under Bello, and all Progressive Congress APC candidates had won the November 11, 2023 Kogi State governorship election. Yes, so this is coming from the governor of Yaya Bello of Kogi State, the governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, who has directed the freezing of all state and local government accounts with immediate effect. And then Bello, who is at the end of his 8-year double tenure, is expected to hand over power to the newly governor elected who won the November 11, 2023 Kogi State governorship election, Usman Ododo, who was previously an ex-auditor of the General of Local Government in Kogi.
Well, I wonder how this will sit down with the local governments in Kogi State, owing to the fact that some monies has to be disbursed. But then the governor of the state, Yaya Bello, deemed it fit that yes, that he has to do what's needed to be done because at least he's not having issues with anybody coming in. In fact, the person coming into the state right now is a person that he handpicked himself. So, reason of the state accounts, I believe this is not something that should be lasting for long. Probably he sent some discrepancies about some monies going out. So probably he's freezing the account right now to bring in auditors to check what has been happening. Like I mentioned, Ododo is one of the former auditors in the state. So probably they need to check one or two things to make sure the account is balanced, basically. Now moving on right now to other things, the House of Reps have asked the federal government to construct 23 pedestrian bridges along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Now, this followed a Wednesday motion moved by a member representing Oluyole Federal Constituency of Oyo State, Tolulope Akande Shadipe. Now, the lower chamber thus asked the federal government to make provisions for the bridges in the 2024 budget. In moving this motion, she said, due to the increasing urbanization along the route, there is unavoidable need to cross the highway, to across schools, homes, workplaces, and markets. This undervalues the safety of pedestrians and drivers, as there is a daily high rate of fatal accidents recorded. Hence, there is urgent need for the construction of pedestrian bridges, which is currently non-existent.
Yes, but I actually have something to say about these pedestrian bridges that they are doing. It's amazing, yes, it's important we have these bridges, but you know, Nigerians nowadays, we don't tend to use these bridges to cross. But why? You know, I spoke with a few persons on this, and then the response I got from them was that they rob on that bridge. Yeah. The people rob on the bridge. They rob people of their properties on the bridge. So what can actually be done? So while the the federal government are trying to construct these bridges as well, let there be how do I put it? let there be
Security.
security put in place so that people can use this bridge, because we can't just keep creating these bridges just to make Lagos beautiful, and the Nigerians, the pedestrians, are not using the bridge.
And also, not just that, you look at it and you ask yourself, the Lagos Ibadan Expressway, yes, the need for bridges are there.
Yeah.
We need these bridges for safety, because we know how high the road is. Basically, it's an highway, and the number of accidents that happen on those highways. But then 23 pedestrian bridges. Are we sure it's really needed? Because we will love is the Lagos Ibadan Expressway is an area that we pass basically almost all the time, and you ask yourself this question: do we really need 23? Yes, we need pedestrian bridges, but 23, I think it's a whole lot.
Yeah,
it's a whole lot for us. For them saying, well, we need 23.
Maybe the federal government have their own plans. I don't know. But I feel like 23 is truly too much. It's a lot.
It's a lot, basically. It's a lot.
Okay. So let's move on to the next story this morning. The House of Representatives is urging the federal government to expedite action on the prevention of flood disasters in Nigeria, intervene to provide relief to flood victims, monitor the management and prevention of flooding, and educate Nigerians on ways to prevent flooding. Yeah. Following a motion by Honorable Sekav Iyo Tom, the House on Thursday recognized that the flooding in the country was attributed to heavy rainfall and the impact of climate change, which deserve urgent proper planning and proactive actions to prevent damages. The lawmakers are concerned that the prevalence of floods in Nigeria requires urgent attention, as delays could result in the destruction of houses and farms, food shortages, and humanitarian crisis. So the House is also mandating its Committee on Water Resources to investigate the release of the 19.2 billion naira allocated for the devastating impact of flooding on farmlands across the nation. You know, in the last couple of years, flooding has destroyed homes, yes, which I think it's something that is not new. It is obvious that flooding has destroyed homes and farmlands and killed many in several parts of the country. In addition to the aggravating food insecurity, farmlands and crops were devastated. The deadly floods have caused an outbreak of cholera, according to the NGO International Rescue Committee. Yes, that is that on flooding, as the House of Representatives is urging the federal government to expedite action on the prevention of flood disasters here in Nigeria.
It's something that needs to be done, basically.
Yeah.
We know how flood has affected so many things in the country as it is. People that live in water-prone areas, and the National Emergency Management Agency are doing a whole lot in securing the lives of people and properties. At least these days, we know that there is always early warning, so people stay in those areas to try and vacate. But as much as people are trying to vacate these areas, you ask yourself, where are they going to? The places that are being provided as IDP camps, how comfortable are they for these people? Yes,
in fact, not everyone will be able to vacate from there, and that's
you understand, because no matter how it is, the IDP camps cannot be like your normal house.
Yeah, and then people can't keep vacating and vacating. There needs to be permanent solutions to all of these things.
So it's good that the House of Assembly are thinking about this, and hopefully we will see needed works to be done. If possible, not letting people build houses in these areas. If possible, yes, no matter, because you look at it that these houses that are built in those areas are basically and technically cheap.
Yeah.
And it's very cheap. That's why people want to go to those areas. Like, well, the only problem, most times, I tell people this in Lagos, the best time to look for a house in Lagos is during the rainy season. That is the only time. That's where you will know, okay, this area, because in Lagos, we have areas that are motorable, that are not motorable. Some say sometimes might not be leggable. Your leg cannot walk past those areas. Like this one right here. If you step your feet into some of these waters, probably you might not even be seeing your neck. Look at the house, it's almost gone, basically. So some of these areas, the best time to look for houses in Lagos State and some areas in
Rainy
Ogun State
season,
is
yes. So
during the
you'll be
rainy
able to
season.
like see clearly what you're going for.
You see the areas, you will know the kind
Yes.
of house you're staying. If it's a house that is leaking,
And then you also be able to know the kind of house you'll be building there, the kind of foundation you lay for those places.
yeah. So those are the important things. So it's good that the house are also looking into this as a matter of urgency, basically. So now let's come down to Lagos State. Let's talk about Lagos State right now. The Lagos State Safety Commission, in collaboration with the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, has urged market men and women to be fire safety conscious, especially during the Ember months and
December.
Yuletide season. Now, speaking at the flag off of the sensitization program organized for traders in Balogun markets on Lagos Island, the Director General of Safety Commission, Lanre Mojola, said there was a need for everyone to imbibe ways of preventing fire outbreaks, especially as the Yuletide season approaches. He enlightened the market men and women on how to put safety precautionary measures in place to avert fire outbreaks, such as removal of combustible materials like paper, rubber, and wood, unplugging of electrical, iron, and kettle when not in use, and keeping away flammable materials from the house. He also advised against refueling generators while on or very hot, overloading electrical circuits, and urging camp gas or cylinders indoors, amongst others. I think it's very needed at this point.
Yeah, this is a very vital information. I mean, it's not everything that the government will do for us. This lead to safety measures are things that we can actually do by ourselves.
Basically, many of the things he mentioned here right now are things that we do on a regular.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Example is the generator level. When the generator is on, if you turn off the generator, you off the gen. No, now just point. We do these things a lot. We know it's risky.
Yeah.
We know it's risky, but so we still do it.
And yes, that's why they market people, even in our own personal homes.
Yeah.
We should actually take proper use of this safety measures.
Yeah.
Sometimes when for those of us that use the electric kettle or electric stove and everything, when we are not using it, let's always remember to disconnect it from the lights.
It's very, very, very important. So in marketplaces, we know normally during the Ember period like this, it's a dry season. And once it's a dry season, every material is always dried. So it's easily picks up.
Yeah?
It easily picks up like that. So please make sure that you keep your materials very safe. Do the needed things you need to do to avoid stories that touch the heart. You understand?
Yeah.
It's very, very
and just
important.
for a refreshing side, it's Ember season.
Yeah,
I mean, December. It's Christmas period. Yes, I'm excited.
One of your best periods, yeah.
Of course.
make sure things are very safe. It's important. Yep. And not that you buy live chicken to kill for the Christmas. Fire outbreak comes up. Your fowl turns to roasted fowl.
It can be so depressing.
Yeah, it's gone like that. Sometimes I say, nobody house pay me. Not the fowl. Not the chicken with die. I pay me that kind of thing. But then again, just it's needed that we all try to be safe this period.
Yes. Oh yes, as usual, we bring to you all foreign news as well. Ecuador's youngest ever president, Daniel Noboa, takes office. The Ecuador's new president, the 35-year-old millionaire heir to a business empire, Daniel Noboa, took office Thursday as the leader of a country gripped by a bloody drug war. The task is hard and difficult, and the days are few. Let's get to work, said Noboa. After being sworn in during a ceremony attended by Colombian President Gustavo Petro and other foreign representatives, Noboa, who was elected in October, vowing to restore peace to his country, takes over from Guillermo Lasso, who called snap election to avoid possible impeachment. He will serve only 18 months, the remainder of Lasso's term. Long, peaceful haven between major cocaine exporters Colombia and Peru, Ecuador has seen violence explode in recent years as enemy gangs with links to Mexican and Colombian for control. Drug violence has led to some 3,600 murder so far this year, reports the Ecuadorian Observatory of Organized Crime. The violence also marred the election with popular presidential candidate Fernando, who was shot dead after a rally before the first round. So yes, this is about the new president, the 35-year-old millionaire
Very young, very
yeah,
young one.
Yes, the youngest ever president in person of Daniel Noboa takes office. And you know that the country has been under the attack of the drug war. Yeah, a bloody drug war. So
that is something that is really peculiar amongst South American countries.
Yes, yes.
Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Venezuela, Peru. They have this thing around them and drugs. And the country now, it's as Ecuador, it's very much affected as long as drug is concerned. But hopefully, the new president will come in and steady the tide.
And like there's some, he's having some, some inspiration to want to do more and to restore peace to the country. In his words, he has said that to combat violence, we must attack unemployment. The country needs job, and to do so, we will implement urgent reforms. So we wish him all the best, yes, in his tenure, and hopefully he's able to, restore the peace in the
Ecuador.
country just like he desires.
One of the countries I really like, South America. I love South American countries, basically.
Yeah.
I really love them. Especially Brazil. Yeah.
Would you like to go there?
Of course, Brazil, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one. All right, let's move on to entertainment this morning. Nigerian rapper, the Lazarus of our time, Oladips, real names Oladipupo, Olabode, Oladimeji, has risen from the dead. In an interesting twist of events, the street up artist posted a video on his Instagram story earlier Thursday, November 23, showing him vibing to a song from his new album, Superhero Adubo. Now, captioning the video, he wrote "Proof of Life." That's what he wrote under the video caption, and the obituary picture on his Instagram page has been deleted. This comes after the rapper was previously reported to have passed away by his management on Wednesday, November 15, 2023. The post revealed that the rapper had been battling with an undisclosed illness privately for the past 2 years. So this
is the Lazarus of our time, but this particular Lazarus does not need a Jesus to actually raise him up. He rose from the dead himself. Amazing.
Hallelujah. What God cannot do does not exist.
So, a lot of people have actually been dragging this guy since
they are still dragging
like me. Honestly. Recently he posted on his story, a video on his story to show that, okay, I'm alive, oh. But I mean, what did he tend to gain from this?
Cut his hair and, he's not looking somehow like he went somewhere on his back.
Anyways, God is actually a good God, because, I mean, you are just there joking with things.
Well,
honestly, God is a merciful God.
In his defense, he said he's going to come at the right time when he's prepared to explain to everybody what really happened.
Really?
Yes, that people are just saying anyhow, that people need to hear his own side. You people need to hear his own side of the story.
Okay.
So what the interesting part is that under his post, while he posted one of the videos, somebody went on his post and wrote, "May his soul continue to rest in perfect peace."
You know how Nigerians can be so violent with these things now.
Like, other people always say, "Oh, do you mean your soul?" That your soul, like people are saying, even the RIP.
I mean,
people are still writing rest in
peace. I'm trying to imagine. I can imagine the joy that would have been on people's face if this was the case for Mohbad's death. The late Mohbad,
singer. Some things like this, you don't know how to. It's very, very. How would I put it right now? Pertinent to people's hearts that you don't joke around with things like this.
You don't joke around with things like this for real.
Say you admit.
Well, anyways, let's still hear from me. Let's hear your own side of the story.
Like I said the first time when we talked about this issue, I'm hoping, and anything is going to explain that it should be something believable.
Yeah.
Believable, because Nigerians, these Gen Zs right now, we are not smiling. Everybody is wise in our own ways, different ways.
And now that he even came up to put this kind of prank, so it will be so hard for people to actually believe him.
He's not even calling it a prank. He said he died really.
Oh.
Yeah, he's saying he
I didn't
died.
get that side of
And
the
that's why they say
story.
he resurrected again.
Amazing. Oh, welcome back to life,
Oladips.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Rise.
Lazarus of Our Time. Amazing. All right, let's move on to the next story, which is Rema makes African history in 2023 Billboard End of the Year chart. Oh, where's my drum? Congratulations to Rema. Yes, Rema has enjoyed an incredible 2023 with its hit single Calm Down topping charts in multiple countries in a feat that has made its biggest African export yet. In another landmark feat, Rema becomes the first African artist to have his album appear on the Billboard 2023 End of the Year charts with debut album Raves and Roses finishing the year at NO 157. Yes, boosted by the huge commercial success of his hit single Calm Down with Selena Gomez, Rema was ranked at NO 41 on Billboard's 2023 End of the Year artist charts. So this is basically just about Rema's win, and then we're happy for him. Congratulations, Rema.
Yes, so that's the
achievements.
Rema boy,
yeah.
Remy boy, Divine, Edo boy, Bini boy. You know, Bini are really proud of Rema. They are really, really proud of what he's doing and how far he has come. And he's still doing more. His EP, he just dropped his EP and he's still doing very well. But the Calm Down song with Selena Gomez is basically a worldwide song. He performed the same song in India and the Indians were vibing to the song. Yeah, so shout out to Rema doing pretty
Nigerian
well
artists
for
are
himself.
doing well.
Yes.
Awesome.
All of them,
Great.
yes, all of them,
Yeah.
all of them. Shout out, baby shout out to all of them. So now lastly, before we go into the main story today, on sports, Nottingham Forest striker Taiwo Awoniyi has been ruled out of the Nations Cup that is built to start this January. In other words, you see, village people don't finally hold Taiwo Awoniyi. Basically, that's what it is, because the Nations Cup is starting in less than 2 months, and he has been ruled out officially from the Nations Cup after suffering a groin injury in the 1-1 draw we played against Lesotho. So the coach of his club side, Steve Cooper, has come out to confirm that the Nigerian has gone through surgery, but then will be out for months.
Yeah.
No, not specific yet, but will be out for months. So wishing Taiwo Awoniyi speedy recovery. Because
don't let the village people catch up with you.
Avoid them. Try and avoid them. It's
Oh
very
yes,
important.
avoid them on all sides.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to the comment sections right there. What do we have there? So many of them. So Gladys, oh yeah, but let's start with Gladys this morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you too. Good morning, dear presenters. Watching from Atlanta, USA. ATL, baby. US in the building.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you. And
Thanks.
Emma Samuel. Good morning, everyone. Pele, my friend. Ibuka distress you. How?
Thank you,
How?
Emma Samuel.
How?
You know how. You know
How?
the style. You know how. You know how you
Look into
stress
my eyes
me.
and tell me I'm
Oh,
stressing
please,
you.
let's not go into that.
Look,
please.
if I look into my eyes, tell me I'm stressing you.
You're stressing me, yeah.
You should do a shot. My God to fight my battle. These women supporting women, Abi. No problem.
Okay.
Who is here again? MVG. Abi MVC. MVG. Paramount Victor, yeah. Okay, you're welcome. Paramount Victor. Anna Bob, my good people. My people, good job. Good, thank you very much. I just enjoy now. Thank you. Ebuka, you know be Gen Z. Say Zoo. I don't understand. I don't understand. How I take no be Gen Z, Anna Bob. I don't understand.
Still
Okay.
from MVG. Hi, you all.
Hi, you too.
Samta SC USA. Yeah, good to have you.
Oh, from Sometimes to USA.
Yes.
So all our US people, thank you
Thank you very much for joining.
So thanks. Keep your comments coming through. Basically, yeah, we'll be here. We'll stay here for you. We're going on a short break right now. We'll come back. We'll move straight to the paper headlines, newspaper front lines. What are the newspaper serving us this morning? We'll be right back. Stay.
100 naira ko. That's the
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Lagos this morning here on your screen, and it's still your favorite host on the program, Koforola and Ebuka. Yes, we've been talking from the politics side to the entertainment to the foreign and then to sports. So right now we'll be taking the headlines, what the newspaper front pages are actually saying this morning.
Okay, so we'll be starting off with this Nigerian newspaper. That's the first newspaper here. And on this Nigeria today, NBS talking about the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Nigerians spent 61.8 trillion naira on foods. They say you spend 61.8 trillion naira on foods and others in 6 months. Just 6 months, Nigerians. People will say there is no money.
Hey, that's what we dey chop food for you, because
People say there is no money. And you're
okay.
spending in just 6 months 61.8 trillion. Household consumption accounts for largest share of real GDP at market prices, representing 57.18%, 64.05% in Q1, Q2 of 2023. 61.08 trillion naira on food alone, and you are not even adding weight. Where is the food going to?
Please, why are you hanging me? I don't understand. Read this newspaper from headlines.
I know you like food.
Don't enter me this morning, please.
I know you like food. Moving on to other news items here on this Nigerian newspaper. Senate targets $147 billion global bitumen markets. Yes, it was the argument that was happening in the House yesterday. So we're targeting that. Tinubu appoints Akawo as RMAFC commissioner. Also appointing Agbonayama as acting CCB chairman in that regards. Appeal court reinstates APC's Sule as Nasarawa governor. Defense headquarters recovers over 500,000 liters of stolen crude oil in 1 week. That's good news from the defense headquarters. More of this and more, you find it in this Nigeria newspaper.
Yes, and then we have the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And the main headline here is States FCT OFG 1.7 trillion naira in budget support facility. You find more on that story on the Nigerian Tribune. And the writer here is NEC rejects setting up of National Flood Management Council. The Labour Party factions clash in court over suit against Imo governorship candidates. Terrorism FG orders probe of misconduct by correctional officers. Escalating cost of medications, the worrisome risky situation in Nigeria. Yes, panic over recovery of 88.6 billion debt as controversy rages over Disco's operating license expiry dates. There are appeal court judgments. Yes, this is an appeal court judgment. PDP government back judiciary belief party will get justice at Supreme Court. Also on the Nigerian Tribune front page of the newspaper, Lagos impounds 15 petroleum tankers for parking on Port Access Road. Kogi freezes state LG accounts. Yes, we had spoken about that. The governor of Kogi who freezes the LG, the state and local government accounts. Yeah, the appeal court reverses tribunal judgment sacking Governor Sule. Yes, and also still on the Nigerian Tribune front page, we have the marine and blue economy. Heads of critical agencies sign performance bond with Oyetola. Zenith Tech Fair concludes with fanfare. Finalists receive cash prizes. Awesome. Yes, Lalong receives certificate of return as senator-elect for Plateau South. Yes, and that is all on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. More of the stories you will find there.
Moving on straight to the Guardian newspaper. High OPEX, harsh environment, hobble industrial revival jobs. Hobble industrial revival and jobs. This is in the Guardian newspaper this morning. Then down there, you find it there, Jega Babachia. Others reflect on INEC 2023 elections amid fresh appeal court verdict. Talking about a fresh appeal court verdict, we're talking about what happened in Kano State the appeal courts in Kano State, so in Abuja, that brought out the results or the judgment, different judgments compared to the CTC. That's the certified true copy. So these are more, the former chairman of INEC is looking at it, and also Babachel Lawal all are already talking about what is happening after the elections. Elections have come and gone, but what are the lessons learned after these elections? You find that in the Guardian newspaper. Then Reps panel probes 62 billion naira HIV/AIDS intervention fund. You find that also there. Nigeria loses $10 billion yearly to imported welders. Minister laments. We import welders into the country. This is a new one. Like welders that weld iron, we import
into the country.
Okay. Wow, that is a wow story. Anyways, you see more of that, you have to read more on the front page or inside the Guardian newspaper. Then one interesting one here, I would like to take this one. Nigeria ranks 144 out of 163 in safest country ranking for 2023. In a class of 163 safe countries, we are 144.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's like,
is it good?
If your child take 144 in class of 200 or 163, would you be answering this question?
But this one is not like a class kind of setting.
It's same, there is no difference now.
At least we shall enter this thing now. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's still manageable, but we can do better actually.
Hey.
We can. But actually, there was a time I was speaking with a friend, and the person told me he does not consider Nigeria as a safe place. That was earlier this year.
Even many Nigerians do not consider Nigerians as a safe place.
That's why we have the
Jackpot
syndrome.
In some regards, if you're traveling out of Lagos State by road, you know that traveling by road these days is really not safe anymore. So it's part of the things. I have
phobia for traveling by road here in Nigeria.
Oh, but now phobia by air for air. Do you have phobia for air?
Yeah.
Anyways, if you want to read more, you see, check through the Guardian newspaper. Probably I will look up for more information because I would like to know the countries that you understand. So in the course of the program this morning, we'll check that out for you.
Yes, and then we have the Punch newspaper. NNPCL ends for imports this December 2024, projects 4.5 trillion revenue. The rider is for importation, shipping cost, ports levies will stop, says IPMAN and PCL boss. The carry insists on December deadline for PH refinery repairers. Speaker demands privatization. The NAF decorates 12 combat pilots, vows tough time for terrorists. And below the front page, you would see cash crunch worsens, food spending drops to 3 trillion naira. The Ondo police arrest housemaid son over killing of boss. Oh, wow, that's in Ondo State as police arrest the housemaid son over killing of boss. The Osun chapter on coalition cause over anti-protest, yes. And up on the front page of the Punch newspaper, we have the FG states plan 18 million agri jobs, $1.5 billion funds. Government to fish out prison warders aiding Boko Haram. The Tinubu'S bill on local military equipment production. Yes, and those are the stories on the front page newspaper of the Punch. More on those stories you find inside the newspaper.
All right, so now I'm still on the Guardian. Now I'm still on that story because I'm very much interested in that story. In the latest report, they say Nigeria sank one step from 143rd position, recorded in 2022, although we moved 2 steps higher than 146 recorded in 2021. Now, several African countries are judged more peaceful than Nigeria. They are Mauritius, finishing in 23rd position.
Please, I want to know those countries that came before us because it looks like I'm seeing Ghana before us.
No, just listen, Mauritius.
Okay.
What was our position again? 144.
Yes.
Mauritius is 23rd.
Okay.
Mauritius, 23rd position globally. Sierra Leone, 47th. Ghana, 51st. Senegal 52nd, Madagascar 55th, Namibia 56th, the Gambia 59th, Zambia 63rd, Liberia 70th, Malawi 74th, Tunisia 81st, and Equatorial Guinea 82nd. Others are, in fact, these countries are above us basically. Others are Angola, Morocco, Guinea-Bissau, Rwanda, Cote d'Ivoire, Tanzania, Gabon, Algeria, Togo, Eswatini, Benin Republic. That's the height of it. Benin Republic, oh my God. Republic of Congo, Mauritania, Kenya, Mozambique, Egypt, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Guinea, Burundi, South Africa, Eritrea, Libya, Niger, Cameroon, Chad in 142nd position.
All this one, so before us like this, they're not gonna put us in 144.
Now, the countries that at least that we pass in the classroom, we have countries like Afghanistan. Afghanistan in 163. We have Yemen 162, South Sudan 161, and also Democratic Republic of Congo in 159. These are the countries that we are like at least, but here other countries, in fact, we are not even in the top 100. Countries like Mauritius, 23rd in the world. I think that's where I'm going for my honeymoon.
Even Ghana is even before us. I mean, you should be careful what we say to Ghana, because I saw that there's a recent post about Hilda Bassi. She was invited on, and she was attacking Ghanaian.
No, there are some things we can attack. If it's for jollof rice, we are free to attack ourselves.
Have you tasted their jollof rice?
I've tasted Ghana jollof, actually. Yeah, our jollof is more spicy. I would agree with that.
I think Nigerian food.
But let's just leave all this.
We are trying.
But anyways, I just want to give.
We can do better. Yes, that's all. You know, when your child bring home a result, you will always tell them you can do better.
You can do better.
You can do better.
All right. So back to the papers this morning. The Nation newspaper. State FCTO federal government 1.72 trillion naira budget support cash. That's what you find in the Nation newspaper. Appeal court voids tribunal verdict sacking Sule. You find out the PDP governors confident Lawal Muftuang will get justice. Talking about Muftuang, the governor of Plateau, Jos. They are confident to get justice. And lastly, on the Nation newspaper, Lasma general manager Oreagba removed in shake-up. I think it's very much needed at this point. There should be a shake-up in the Lasma, because we've been hearing cases about the Lasma issues, and we complained about it on the show. We've talked about it, the issues concerning Lasma. Every time, and I think something has to be done.
I remember, if you remember, there was an accident that happened at this public school, this Ojodu secondary school. Yes, I think it was last month, because I think they were trying to chase a driver. This truck driver, and then the truck driver ran through some students who were trying to cross the road. So a lot of cases like this regarding the last man. I think
a needed shake-up has to be done. I think this is one way. Because if nothing is done, at least it's just like a football team. If the team is very bad, who takes the fault? The coach of the team takes the fault.
Yeah, and I think they need to like be orientated about their activities, their role, because there was a time I saw a post whereby Lasma were arresting. When did Lasma people start arresting people?
There's the video of a Lasma trying to arrest a boy that the boy looks like a Yahoo boy.
When did they start arresting people, please?
It's called Brothers Helping Brothers. Be your brother's keeper.
We
arrest you on behalf of the EFCC.
No.
Everybody has to know their duties.
A lot of things like that needs to be put in check.
All right, some more of the stories you find in the Nation newspaper.
Yes, and then we have the Daily Trust newspaper, and this is on the war on Gaza. Israeli-Hamas ceasefire begins today. The rider is 50 Israeli hostages, 150 Palestinians for release. Israeli forces launch fresh attack ahead truce. Nigeria, 7 others reject selective application of international laws. West Israel not ready for 2-state solution. Palestinian envoy. The Nigerian drifting you'll find more of this on the Daily Trust newspaper. The Nigerian drifting in health sector and neck. Yeah, man backs life imprisonment for sodomy in Jigawa. Kogi freezes state local government account. That's the Kogi governor freeze the state and local government account. Yeah, the Kano residents panic as APC set for mass rally tomorrow. Kaduna farmers in dilemma as bandits impose levies before harvest. Wow. Alleged terrorism financing, FG order probe of correctional service officers. Yes, and then those are the stories on the front page newspaper of Daily Trust. You'll find more on the newspaper.
Yeah, let's go to the Blueprint newspaper. Sule wins appeal, joins Otu Mba alias Sonwolu for Supreme Court battle. Okay, jubilant supporters hail victory. Governor tax APC members on sincerity. The battle continues, says Nansarawa, Cross River PDP. We die here, that's what it means. Then moving on, still, Malagi has shown capacity to deliver on information ministry. The Daily Alaki, he's saying that as it is. Amid rep support, NNPCL targets 2 trillion naira profits in 2022 fiscal year. Other stories, millions of naira won as this is concerning a bank, and troops neutralized 99 terrorists, arrested 198 in 1 week, coming from the defense headquarters. I think the defense headquarters have been proactive this week, securing some crude oil that was stolen. Right now, they neutralized 98 terrorists and also arrested 198 terrorists in 1 week. I think this week has been a very favorable week, a fruitful week in that regard concerning them. Now, basic story. POS operators cry out over naira scarcity, threatens higher charges. Here we go again. Here we go. This is Emefiele Part 2, Season 1, or I don't know how to put it right now.
It is Season 1 episode.
Okay,
I think that one, we had 5 episodes in that, because that one was really terrible. So this is like episode 6.
when we were thinking we've gone past this issue. Yesterday, I was saying it yesterday when the news started popping up yesterday. Now, POS operators are starting to cry out that we can't find cash anymore in the banks. We go to the banks and banks tell us that there is no cash. We go to the ATMs. ATMs are saying insufficient funds, not in their account, but then they don't have this money to disburse out to the people. Right now, they're saying the way it's going, they will go back to the Emefiele era.
And we can remember how much they were charging
during that time.
And now, using money naira to buy naira.
Using naira to buy naira in a naira country.
Yeah.
Now the way it's going, it's not like in that period of the Emefiele time. This period right now, everybody is suffering. The suffer right now is way more than the previous time. So the government have to do something, because now everybody needs money, no matter how small it is. So I can't go to a place now that will go and withdraw my cash. You know, everybody is managing. I want to go and collect my small 5,000 naira. Now you're telling me to bring 800 naira or 1,000 naira to collect my small 5,000 naira. So please, the government, the Central Bank governor, I hear there is a conference this evening, a dinner basically this evening in Abuja.
Issues like this should be addressed.
Should be addressed. He should do something. Yemi Cardoso, the governor of the Central Bank, should please do something, because we don't want to go back to that era. People died because of the lack of cash. People suffered. People went on hunger strike.
It's not small suffering.
It was not. Oh, it's paining me. I'm getting emotional. But anyways, you see that,
Yes, and then let's have the Business Day newspaper. What is the Business Day saying this morning? Dubai opens Nigeria office in bid to boost trade. Yes, and also on the Business Day, we have FG unveils security strategies to spur mining investments. Education, tech, internal mobility seen as key to retaining employees. Yes, and that is that on the Business Day newspaper. To know more about these stories, you can check the Business Day newspaper.
All right, don't forget that you can keep your comments coming through concerning any of these stories that that catches your fancy. You can let us know how it is under the comments section. We'll be sure to read out your comments pretty soon. And finally, on the newspapers this morning, we end up with the News Direct newspaper. Gubra elections, appeal court judgments spike controversies. As court reinstates Sule as governor of Nasarawa State, Cross River Benue PDP challenge court's verdict head to Supreme Court. You find that there. And also, CBN makes upward price review of Nigeria Treasury bill. That is also there. Again, Ogun State leads in adoption of CNG, talking about the compressed natural gas. Ogun State are leading in that particular adoption level concerning usage of gas to fuel motors and generators in the state there. So more of those stories, you find it right there and the News Direct newspaper this morning. So basically, these are the stories what the papers are offering us today. Back to back, we'll be giving you all of the stories. So right now, let's head over to the comment sections. Let us see who and who. What are you saying this morning?
We have a message from Anna Bob. Yeah. My people, good job. I just enjoy you now. Thank you very much. Ebuka, you know, be Gen Z. Yes, I think we are taking that earlier. Yes, and then we also have from Anna Bob. Ebuka gave Kofo the best reply with that question. I think that's that part you asked me that if your child bring 144 out of the class, is it a good result? Well, you know, I was also just asking that. I mean, yes.
Majid too. Hello, hello to you also, Majid. Thanks for joining us this morning. Saying I better suffer with you.
I want to be small. But then we will know this suffer will not get to us. You know, the Bible has told us that 1,000 will fall at our side and 10,000 at our right hand side, but it will not come near us. So as we are seeing the suffer, we just hope that you know it's not come near us. Yeah.
And also not forgetting other comments here too. God, I beg, even Benin Republic pass us. Anna Bob, the only way the little we get past Ghana now food and entertainment. I think that, and football, yes, I can add football too, yes. Yes. I agree. But there's some things they have more than us basically. So let's just leave that for another day. But the season, Anna Bob said the season film continue talking about the Naira level. The season film continues. Season 2, episode 1.
Don't be smart, true season 2, episode 1.
Dan is saying, we the OB supporters just the drink on our tears.
This man don't bring violence. You don't bring violence. Come. APC people. Speaking to you.
Anyways, this is where we have to draw the curtain on the show today. And I want to appreciate you all so much. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for viewing. And we appreciate you for subscribing to Flip TV and also Flip TV Plus, for staying with us from Monday until today. Lagos this morning will be back next week, Monday, God's willing. Until then, my name still remains Ebuka Ezubika. We appreciate you so much. God bless you.
Yes, and my name remains Koforo Oladurotile. Okay, bye for now.
100 naira, that's